Hello and welcome to Political Quickie, your political show that subjectively discusses current affairs in South Africa and all around the world. My name is Mapaseka Murwa. So, the ANC has been very busy of late nominating their potential president, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and Cyril Ramaphosa, of course, being at the forefront of it all. Dlamini Zuma is backed by the Northwest, the Free State, and KZN, while Cyril Ramaphosa is backed by the Northern Cape, the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape, Gauteng, and of course Limpopo. Mpumalanga, in the midst of it all, saying, you know what, we opt for unity. If one will be president, the other must be deputy president. So we'll see how it all unfolds on the 54th elective conference of the political party on December 16th all the way until December 20th. So before Christmas, we'll know who will be the president of the ANC and potentially the president of the country. I think it's just a matter of choosing the lesser evil of the two. I mean, you've got Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, stellar CV, former chairperson of the AU, former Minister of Home Affairs, Health, and then you've got, but allegedly she is Zuma's pawn. And then you have Cyril Ramaphosa on the other hand, who will potentially run this country like a business. But then he's got Marikana, and the fact that he was around during this whole state capture situation, and he never once did anything except speak out here and there. So, yeah, who is the lesser evil of the two? We will see. We will see who gets elected, and we'll see who potentially becomes the president of the country. That's if, South Africans vote ANC come 2019. So yeah, no, me, I'm very excited. I'm always there watching. So yeah, yes, we shall see. Moving on to other news. Libya. So in 2017, in the 21st century, there are slave markets in Libya. Human beings are being traded like commodity. My small brain cannot fathom what is going on. So, ever since Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown and killed by the American government, Libya has just been in a state of anarchy and turmoil. I mean, the fact that one human being can sell another is just it's unfathomable. So I don't know. It's just a matter of the international community getting involved and actually doing something about it. We cannot ever say that this is getting old and it's just a headline. As long as this is happening, this is a conversation we constantly need to have and speak out and say something. And I don't get it. I don't get it. These are people most of them are from West Africa. They're West African immigrants, trying to get to Europe, and in the process getting stuck in Libya and being traded and forced into labor. So this is inhumane, and it's disgusting, and it's crazy. So yeah, let's hope that the people with resources, as the people who always look to other people to do something about the things that are happening, let's just hope that actually this is completely destroyed and these people return home safely. Staying with West Africa, on international news today, I just thought it'd be fitting that we finally have the West Africa and France conversation. So there are these 14 African countries that pay France what is called colonial tax. So all these 14 countries are former French colonies. And this all began when they decided that they wanted independence. And so France was like, oh, you want to be free? You want to be free of our control, of our oppression? Why? And so France decided, nah, man, it's all cool. We'll leave your countries, but you're going to pay a very hefty fine called colonial tax. So France imposes indirect rule on these countries in the sense that, number one, the official language and the language of education in these countries is French. Number two, they've got first preference in terms of any mineral resources that these countries have and want to sell. So if another country comes along and it's like, no, we'll give you a better price for your mineral resources, as long as France wants that mineral resource, they will not sell it to that country. Because France has got that kind of power. Also, all the military in these countries is trained by France themselves. And also, they're the ones who supply military equipment. Excuse me, English, military equipment to these countries. And also, not just that, the real kicker of it all is that these countries pay $500 billion worth of this colonial tax. So every year, year in and year out, all these countries, Benin, Togo, 14 in total, pay France $14 billion worth of colonial tax. Because France is on some, nah man, we built all these facilities, so you owe us, you must pay us back, right? Not just that, but France has the right to deploy troops to these countries and also intervene militarily. Yeah, so, and if ever, like, North Korea and US decide to lead us into World War III, all these countries are obligated to side with France. So whichever side it's on, these countries will be there. So France is obviously not going to do anything about it. I mean, obvious, they are gaining, so they will keep doing this. The EU, the AU, as well as the United Nations obviously know about this, but they're also not going to do anything about it. So all these African leaders who continue to pimp out their countries are obviously afraid, because troops can just be deployed anytime to your country. But I think it's just in the hands of the people. If the people decide to revolt and decide enough is enough, we will no longer be oppressed and looted this way. Maybe that's when this will change. I mean, it's what? $500 billion year in, year out. France just takes from West Africa. Like, I fail to understand. I fail to comprehend. But also, former president of France, Jacques Chirac, once said that, you know, if without Africa, France would slide into a third world power, which is true. I mean, if you're getting $500 billion from the west of Africa alone, how is this even common sense? Like, I fail to understand in my brain. So yeah, it's all in the people's hands. If they decide we will be on some Cuba vibes, on some revolution vibes, and practically step out of this, then maybe they can, because their leaders are not doing anything. So yeah, that's the shocking truth about West Africa. And in 2017, it's, you know what, it's more like the more things change, the more they remain the same in the whole world. Africa remains oppressed and under the chains of the West. And it's like, really though, really? And which is even crazier, because today is Robert Savuka's birthday. The man who spoke about, you know, Africa being one. And just to see what's happening in Africa now, it's crazy. So maybe if we were a country, guys, maybe if we were a country, all of this would not be happening, because then would have more power and more bargaining power at that. So yeah, that's what's happening in the world. If you guys are looking for On the Side Note, like, where's On the Side Note? On the Side Note is happening today because we are switching things up. So On the Side Note will only happen once a month. Because, you know, all that wisdom, we can only, you know, fathom it once a month. It's too much wisdom. Okay, alright, I love you guys. Next week we will finally have the Nelson Mandela conversation. Yeah, so stay woke, use your talents to serve humanity. I will see you next week.